It's day 4 of London Fashion Week. We are at this super plush Savoy Hotel. It has been a major day of shows. Jess Wood, talk me through. Where have you been? What have you seen?
Where haven't I been, Antonia? Today has been the day of all days of the schedule. Started off with Peter Pilotto at 9 a.m. It was a fabulous show. You know, those two, everyone's talking about them. It was all very kind of these very elongated tunic shapes. It seems to become a kind of real theme of this season. It's all very kind of long, lots of very long trousers, lots of their signature draping, but just all kind of quite boxy and very kind of linear. And then on to Christopher Kane.
And then so many.
So Christopher Kane was another really fabulous show. He called it his Liquid Collection. And there was this kind of motif of sort of wave shapes. And it started off with a bit of crochet, a few sort of really fabulous, kind of very sludge-coloured, granny kind of crochet square knits.
So do you think that might be a trend for autumn winter?
I'd say it's probably the first time Henry Holland has come up with the same, or touched on the same theme as Christopher Kane. And I would say that it's kind of emerging as a real trend. And then he went on to these absolutely incredible, sort of very sheer chiffon dresses covered in sequins, and again with these sort of plastic wave kind of collars, and then these sort of almost like plastic Ziploc wallets as clutch bags that I think were based on pencil cases from when he was at school or something. But very Christopher, very out there, very not like anybody else except for the blanket and the crochet. And then actually Pringle was a fabulous show. Very kind of lots of texture. Again, this very long silhouette, all the coats finishing below the knee. It's not going to be a great season if you're short next season because everything is very long. So you might have to get the hems turned up.
And totally master the long coats and the long maxi skirts. And that brings us up to one of the most anticipated shows of the season, Burberry Prawsome. Tell me, what did you see? What was it like? Is it going to dictate in the way that Aviator did and the biker jacket for spring summer? What is it for autumn winter?
It's coat after coat after coat after coat. There was barely anything else on that catwalk. It was kind of quite 60s inspired. It was a bit of a take on that whole mod kind of black and white monochrome thing. There was lots of little flat white mohair caps, lots of incredible coats. There was a few sort of balloon sleeve, beautiful shaped coats. And then at the end, the finale was all the girls wearing these kind of little see-through plastic kind of capelets, and they had sort of snow coming down from the ceiling. So all very 60s, all very Carnaby. And
only Christopher Bailey makes it snow for you inside.
On the catwalk. And then there was these very chic, very long, thin, narrow sort of black flares. So kind of all the way, hugging all the way down, and then just a little kick flare at the bottom, which I thought was very chic. So
70s with a touch of 60s.
Say more 60s with a touch of 70s for that show.
With a little bit of a flair. And of course, you've just seen Paul Smith.
Paul Smith doing what he does best, amazing suiting, but just really picking up on that whole kind of masculine trend that's around, all the lovely autumnal colours we've seen everywhere, and just really kind of beautiful trouser suits. Lots of very chic trousers with very sharp creasing down the front, which is another trend I picked up on. Lots of great sort of cuffed, skinny sort of stovepipe trousers, lovely little double-breasted kind of crop jackets, lots of beautiful coats, just Paul Smith at his best, basically.
So can I have, what's been your favourite? What are you going to go home and be like, oh my gosh, that was spectacular?
I love a bit of Christopher Kane, so I shall be saving up for my very own wave dress.
Well, he's not like anyone else, is he?
No, he's really not. You can always tell. You can always tell a Christopher.
Thank you so much, Jess.